great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question. Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
You're better off not knowing.
President Trump.
Yeah, there it is. There he is in all his glory.
How does it feel watching that?
Very, very surreal, I have to tell you.
Have you ever seen a president publicly take a swipe at someone who's already left the country? That's exactly what happened here. During an official meeting with Ireland's leader, Donald Trump unexpectedly turned the conversation toward Rosie O'Donnell. But according to Rosie, this isn't some random exchange, it's the latest chapter in a feud she says has lasted for nearly 2 decades. So why is she still being brought up all these years later, and what finally convinced her to leave the United States for Ireland? Let's hear what she had to say.
Well, you say he uses, you as a punchline. He was meeting the Taoiseach,
Yes.
Micheál Martin, in the Oval Office last week. You're over here kind of minding your own business.
Yes.
And this happens.
Ireland is known for very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question. Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
You're better off not knowing.
President Trump.
Yeah, there it is. There he is in all his glory.
How does it feel watching that?
Very, very surreal, I have to tell you. He's been doing it for 2 decades, and I'm still not used to it every time he does. But, you know, I felt very troubled that they put the Taoiseach in that position and didn't treat him with the respect that a leader of that kind deserves when they're visiting the White House. And I wrote the Taoiseach with a little note, apology to his email, and got a note back that they had received it and thanked me. But I just wanted him to know the history and what happened and why he seems to be out to get me in ways that are startling.
You stuck out the last Trump presidency. What's different about this one for you that made you realise you're out?
Well, right away was the problem with Project 2025, which the Heritage Foundation put out, and it detailed what they wanted to do. And I felt that anyone who read that would not be able to sleep as an American.
What type of stuff was in that?
Well, gutting all of the social programs, as he has been doing. Just the other day, he disbanded the Department of Education. And I have a child who has autism, and that child will be denied services, and many, many autistic children, because the funding for these programs for special needs children comes from the federal government as well as the states. And it's going to be disastrous for children on the spectrum. And that was terrifying. But the biggest reason that it was different than the first time he was in office is because of the Supreme Court giving him ultimate power, the powers of a king or a monarch. And that's not what the United States is all about. And it's a terrifying prospect. And in fact, what has happened since he's taken office has been terrifying, I think, for the world and definitely for the United States of America.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me. And as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened.
Such an interesting point. I've been seeing a lot more people starting to ask questions about the election that took place in 2024. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below the video. Obviously, a lot of you guys being over there in the States. Let me know your thoughts on that. What have you been hearing? What's been happening? What's been going on? I'm very, very intrigued to hear your guys' opinion on it.
In our country.
How do you think America has changed in the months since he's been elected?
Well, if you talk to any Americans, they're all in shock, or at least the ones that I know. I will have to say I don't really have many people in my life that support him. I don't really understand how people could support a convicted felon and a man who has had so many charges against him and has the moral compass of a teenage boy. And it's heartbreaking, I think, to most of the people in America, and they're slowly waking. They're slowly waking to realize the cuts that he's making are not only going to affect the left-wing liberals that are woke, that they are afraid of and despise. When, as Jane Fonda said recently, being woke means you care about other people, and that's really all that it means.
Conor McGregor ended up in the Oval Office this week. What do you think that says about the state of US politics?
It's very depressing. And it seems very strange to me that the President of the United States has so many friends who are sexual abusers.
Why do you think... What do you think it says about the state of US politics that kind of interaction between, Conor McGregor turning up and being welcomed at the White House and everything being normal? What do you think that says?
Well, I think it says that we're in trouble. It says that we're in trouble. Basically, the foundation of our country is a melting pot of people, all created equal, and that they are to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we're promised as Americans. And to think that cruelty and lack of empathy is a value that is sprouted from the highest office in our country is overwhelmingly sad to me personally, and it felt like way too much to take for me as well, emotionally.
Whether you agree with Rosie O'Donnell or completely disagree with her, there's no denying this interview raises some interesting questions about politics, public criticism, and the relationship between powerful public figures and their critics. Ultimately, it's up to each of us to look at the facts, hear different perspectives, and decide where we stand. Now I'd like to hear from you. Do you think Rosie made a compelling case for why she left the United States, or do you believe she's missing the bigger picture? Share your thoughts in the comments below, but as always, keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more political commentary, and I'll see you in the next one.